If you would like to speak at public comments, there are comment cards right outside the door where you came in. Please fill those out and put them in the appropriate bucket, and they will be picked up just after the informational items tonight. At this time, if you would please stand and join the Ada Vista Student Council as they lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance. It was different for you guys. So I have a little pen here for each of you. You can say your name for everybody.
My name is Emerson. Emerson, thank you. I'm Kenzie. Marty. Megan. Ryan. Alex. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, sounds good. Now we are ready for the welcome from the Ada Vista Principal, Ms. Allison Woodside.
Welcome and thank you everyone for being here tonight. Are we good? There we go. Welcome and thank you everyone for being here tonight. The projects we're presenting were made possible because of the leadership of our amazing staff and students, some of who are here with me tonight. So when I call your name, please rise. Abby Garcia, Laura Schuler, Jen Gregory, Mo Stevens, our student council, and last but not least, a former Ada Vista student, Mabel Schuler. Please a round of applause for this team that made tonight possible. And because I'm only supposed to have 10 minutes, let's get started.
So the first thing we're going to look at tonight is just a little bit more of a deep dive into our amazing Pride Pup program and give you guys a little bit of insight into the background, how it came to be, and the impact it's having already.
So about a year ago, I was working through some administrative classes to earn my administrator's license. And the class I was working on at the time was all about school improvement, and they asked us to dive deeply into some of our school data and existing supports that we have in place, and find a gap and what sort of project we might be able to consider to support our staff and students. And as a first grade teacher, the biggest gap I have felt, especially since COVID, is mental health support, and just helping all kids feel safe and happy at school, ready to learn, so that we can do the hard work of learning and teaching and making academic growth. And so I started to learn a lot about therapy dogs, especially from my sister who works in a children's hospital. And she talked to me a lot about the dogs that they have in their program. And I learned a lot from Rockford Public Schools. They have school support dogs. And so I really did a big deep dive into everything that school support dogs can do to support students. One of the biggest roadblocks we came up of right at the beginning was cost. So we started to reach out into the community to see how they would be willing to support dogs if we could have them at school. All the veterinarians within Forest Hills are supporting dogs. We connected with Chowhound and Cascade. They're giving us a significant discount on all the items that we need. And then Spartan Nash is covering the bill for all the items. So that includes dog crates for home and school, a seat belt, food bowls, and they're also very generously donating gift cards to the grocery stores for the host families to purchase food for their dogs.
The impact that Jersey has had has been very positive. You could be having just an off day, but as soon as you sit down and you're like, she just makes it all happy. I've seen students kind of just sad and they come in here and it's like, hey, just come sit by Jersey. They'll come and sit by Jersey. And it's just like, they leave with a smile on their face. So it's transforming. We have been visiting classrooms. We do people out. We also greet in the mornings around our door. We wait for the students to enter school. We also have walk-in times where kids will come in and spend some time with her. We've also incorporated coupons with Jersey, which is also part of our PBIS initiative. And it is for teachers to be able to hand out, just like pride tickets, to allow all kids to have access to her.
I think one of the things with the student impact specifically that's been incredible is, at the very beginning, students were coming down quite regularly to see Jersey, which is understandable, but now that she's here, we've really kind of just seen it all mellow out in a sense that students who felt like they needed to come see her regularly, who needed those breaks, are actually coming less. And so they just know that they have this support system and in a way that makes them feel more secure. And so they don't need to be down here as often and can just pop in really quickly and then finish out their day in a way that they never were able to before.
And she's in the office, and you get to come to see her when you need some courage.
What I love about having Jersey here is because she comes into our class and she makes our class excited and happy and it just takes our minds off of learning for a little bit.
I like that she helps us, but she's supposed to help us. She helps us feel better.
My favorite thing about having Jersey at school is that all the kids are following the rules, and I like how fuzzy she is, and she's always playful. She's not too hyper, but she is a little
I
hyper.
think really, to summarize, the community support for this project is really what made it all possible. And the fact that both Laura and the community were willing to make sure that this is not only an Ada Vista project, but it's a Forest Hills Public Schools project, and all of our elementary schools are going to have access to this opportunity. This whole thing fits in seamlessly with PBIS, which we're implementing this year, and I think just all of those things make it even more valuable than we hoped it could be.
Alright, at Vista, we came up with a chant and mission statement that go together, and we designed a mission statement based on perspectives from all the shareholders in our school. So the kids got to give their feedback, parents filled out surveys, and the teachers gave their input in a couple of meetings as well. And then we took everybody's feedback and compiled that together to create one big statement that now we really get to live out together every day. And we talk about it too with the kids, and it guides our monthly focuses as well, just on specific big words that help kids to show pride and be responsible at school. We said always at Ada Vista that we were a family, but now we are a family kind of with clarity around what our roots are and what our purpose is. And we use the chant to continue to live that out.
So our ILT team came together, we came up with words that we were writing for our mission, and then wrote them on big pieces of Post-it paper for the kids to then decide, okay, what do we do here at Ada Vista that exemplifies that? And then popped in with the Spanish part to help us coordinate what those ideas could be. The kids then gathered into teams, developed paragraphs or lyrics that would go towards the chant, and then the kids all voted.
We bring the students together, and they take pride when they sing the song, and they take it serious.
The creation of the chant gives us something to unite all of us every day, focus us, and just say who we are and what we want to be, not just for today, but into the future.
I was an honor being asked by Senior Gregory and Student Council to help come up with a chant for the school. As a lifetime soccer and sports fan, there are certain chants I've heard from around the globe, and I thought there was no more fitting song than the one that you hear and that we use as our main theme. Children will be able to someday listen to this and they'll be able to reflect back on it. They may not know it now, but they'll be watching a football game or a soccer game and they'll hear that chant and they'll be somewhere in the back of their head, they're gonna be like, oh, and making those connections back to the time when it mattered to us to come together.
So we were reading about how our school works together and positive things that we all do and how we connect to each other. I like the chant because we did promotions. I really like it. What I like about the chant is that I like how it talks about like we're all family. What I like about the chant is how we have like that tune to it because it just gives it some upbeat music.
I like the chant because it's like it's representing the world, and then we're all family. So like everyone in the world, we're all family, and how we're all together and we can all help each other.
I like the chant because it's like singing a song, and I love like the tunes to it and like the melody that we sing.
Well, I love that it has like all of our school like things that we like learn about each month. It's like us making like an oath that we're always gonna be like kind to the school and like we're always gonna treat other people with kindness.
At the end, we all raise our fist and we say, siempre! That's my favorite part because that's the first time in school that we get to, well, it's kind of the first time in school that we actually get to yell. It feels good to get that out.
And then if Laura, do you mind coming up? Jen, where? Jersey. Jersey, are you? Thank you so much, appreciate it. Any questions are welcome.
I know. I don't have a question, but I'm so excited that you guys have worked to bring this to the district. My own little boy is really, really excited for his dog to arrive at his school, and I'm really excited for all of that. I feel like unless you get to see this in action, you don't always know how impactful it can be in a school building. But thankfully I have, and I feel like it really changes the dynamic of a kid's day. Sometimes it's hard to even articulate exactly why or how it does, but it's pretty cool. So thank you so much.
I want to say thank you to all of you for making that happen, and I also want to say congratulations, Maple, on earning your silver award with the program. Good job.
Yeah, I was part of a group a couple of years ago when we were trying to figure out ways that we could make life a little bit more joyful in schools. You know, because we just come through the pandemic and it was really rough on everybody. And I remember one of the ideas was like, what about dogs for the schools? And so many different ideas about why that couldn't happen were thrown around. And I am glad to see that those issues were overcome because I think it's absolutely wonderful. You can tell how excited the kids were to be able to have a dog to go to and pet. I know that my kids would have been very excited to have that, and they come home and grab our pets immediately at the end of the day for a little stress relieving pet of the animals. So it's great that they're there. So thank you very much for bringing that to the school kids.
Originally, we thought we'd only get one Pride Cup this year, but we just learned today that we will have 4 by the end of this school year. So we're really excited. We'll have Jersey at Ada Vista, Belle is at Orchard View, a dog named Rocky will be coming to that forest, and then we'll be able to place a 4th before the end of the school year. So we're super excited for that.
That's wonderful.
Necesito siempre dice muy feliz estamos que están aquí porque somos una familia y soy muy orgullosa que continúen a hacer cosas importantes y divertidas para nuestros niños. Did I do that correctly enough for you to understand? I like to practice. In other words, I'm so proud of these guys. This was once upon a time a baby program when my kids went there. See what they're doing. They're starting new things that are spreading like wildfire all over the district and doing things so important for a community that's kind of hurting. The world's a crazy place. And for you guys to recognize that and make change is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'd like to make a recommendation that perhaps the board gets its own dog.
There's a pretty long waiting list, so I don't know if we can get you guys in.
The administration building has also requested.
I guess we'd settle for a hamster.
I will tell you one more cute thing though. I had lunch with a friend the other day whose child is in Orchard View. I said, you have to understand, we know I have dogs in the district. My child is getting one in Orchard View, and those kids are so excited. You have no idea what this is about. And I said, oh, I have a little idea. So yeah, I mean, like wildfire.